Hi there, welcome to my channel. I have this weird fascination with screen magnifiers for smartphones, and I have a fairly successful video of one that I picked up from Amazon earlier this year, but these things aren't special at all. Maybe except for this one though. This one in front of me actually has a Bluetooth speaker built in, and we'll get to that in 1 second. But with that said, these things just use a piece of plastic that magnifies your screen. It doesn't make it high definition or even enhance the picture, it just makes it a bit bigger. This is a GABA Goods magnifier and speaker, and I've seen this brand at many off-price discount stores like Burlington and TJ Maxx in the random electronics area where the guy stuff usually is. But I was at a home goods type of off-price discount store called Tuesday Morning, and I couldn't resist when I saw that this was only $12.99. So squirrel moment right here. There's actually multi-function buttons, so I'm hoping that these knobs actually do work. That $12.99 price tag is actually cheaper than the Amazon one that I featured earlier this year on my channel, which basically was just a piece of plastic in a faux leather case that held it up, and that was $13.99. So to give that one any justice, its magnification size was a bit bigger at around 10 to 11 inches, and this one maxes out at a small tablet size of 7 to 8 inches. So with all of that said, if there isn't a Tuesday Morning located near you, there's a pretty good chance that one of those discount stores that I mentioned earlier will have these as random Christmas gifts, because I've seen GABA Goods products at Ross, Marshalls, Burlington, and pretty much every off-price discount store, so keep a lookout for this. And for those who are really interested and want to grab this from Amazon, it's twice the price at $24.99, so rather than leaving a link, if you really want it, just use the keywords GABA Goods Retro TV and it should pop up there. So back to the screen magnifier. This thing is ridiculously feature rich for the amount that I paid. Aside from being a magnifier, it's posted all over the box that's also a Bluetooth speaker with multi-function buttons. So I'm assuming you can take calls as well as press next and previous on songs and shows if you're on Spotify or Netflix or whatever apps you use on your phone daily. So this Retro TV has a built-in battery for the speakers, so they include a good old micro USB cable, and this one looks like it's about 1.5 feet long or 18 inches. And as a disclaimer, this may seem obvious for most, but it does get past a handful of people from time to time. Even though you can charge this item mainly for the speaker portion, the magnifier does not need a power source. It works exactly like a magnifying glass, like the cheap plastic ones most kids played with to look at bugs up close outside. The good old days when kids used to play outside, huh? Well, anyway, here's a good look at all of the little details. The smaller buttons on the bottom, the one with the telephone symbol, is for accepting calls, and it doubles as a play and pause button for media. The M button is for mode. I believe there's a FM radio built in as well as a SD card slot, so that button is used to swap through those modes along with Bluetooth, and the knobs are for previous, next, and volume. But what I'm dying to know is if you have to press it in or twist the knobs, and it'd be so awesome if twisting the knobs actually worked. Here's a look at the side. This is where the on and off switch is, along with the USB port for charging and the TF slot for SD cards. So let's see if there's any juice inside of this little device. And it has some power, so you might not have to charge this before my sound test. It's a cool blue light that just illuminates the whole rectangle. That's pretty awesome. Let's continue on and take a look at the whole exterior. There isn't much going on, but some details on the back, and on the bottom of the Retro TV, there are some feet. So if you want to prop it up at an angle while you watch, these are there for your convenience. The left side houses the sliding tray for your phone, and the right side has nothing much going on. Doing some research online, there is a black color of this Retro TV, but I think the white one pops just a bit more, and I'm happy with the overall design of this little accessory. So let's get that sliding tray out, and it's way roomier than I thought inside of the sliding tray. It might be able to hold a phone with a case on, probably not an OtterBox style, but a good sized case should fit, and we'll try that later. There's a spring-loaded clamp that isn't too tight, so for those who are caseless phone users, it shouldn't damage your phone. And I'll actually try this with a phone without a case first. But for those who are interested in how this works, I'm just going to stick my hand in there just to show you that it just magnifies it immediately. That's all it does. It's just a piece of plastic that magnifies whatever device is inside of there. And that pretty much sums up the science and magic of phone screen magnifier. So whichever one you see on Amazon or the store, wherever you go, that's how these screen magnifiers work. So we have it turned on. Bluetooth pairing. And there is the generic voice that always comes with these sort of Bluetooth speakers. So we're going to use my Samsung Galaxy S7, and we're just going to find the little thing that says video magnifier, and there it is right there. That's how you pair it. There isn't a pairing code or anything. Bluetooth device is
connected.
And the generic voice tells us we're connected. So let's get everything set up. I'll probably just turn on one of my own YouTube videos so I don't get some sort of copyright strike. And we'll pop the phone in and see how well this thing magnifies. So to prep the next scene, I'm loading up my most recent video of a Nintendo themed Christmas tree. The Bluetooth speaker volume is maxed out and all of the audio is being picked up by my iPhone 11's built-in mic, so the quality might not be as nice as what I actually hear in person. And the phone is a Samsung Galaxy S7. The screen size is 5.1 inches and I chose this phone on purpose because with today's standards, a 5-inch screen is smaller than the usual phone. I just start feeling that holiday cheer, and I think this year it's really needed. So, I've been sitting on the Super Mario light up tree for a little while now, since the day after Halloween. That's when I received it in the mail from GameStop. And let's take a closer look at the tree and then light it up. It feels exactly First impressions, the Bluetooth speaker sounds pretty good for the price and size. It's nothing that'll blow you away, but it's better than the built-in speaker of most phones. And to answer my most wanted question, the knobs have to be pressed and not twisted.
Maximum volume.
And there's actually a little notification when you max out your volume, so that's a pretty cool touch. So you have to long press the knob, otherwise if you just press it, it'll skip tracks, and regarding YouTube, it'll play the previous video or the next depending on which knob you press. So that call button right there does work as play and pause, and everything seems to work very nicely. With most of these phone screen magnifiers, your viewing angle does matter. Most of the time you can look at it straight forward and it works just fine. You can tilt it up slightly and down just a bit. There's even a stand on the bottom to make it tilt up, and it doesn't alter the screen image too much. Looking at it from the left and right side is where some issues may lie. But just as long as you have a good viewing angle, this thing should magnify your screen to make it bigger without losing too much quality. Of course, it's just a piece of plastic that's doing all of the work. So if you're watching a 4K video, it's obviously not going to look as pristine as if you're watching it on your phone screen, especially if you have a device with a crazy high resolution and 120 Hz. Simply put, it's just not going to look that good, and this is going to aim more towards those people who want a cool looking retro item that makes their phone image or video a bit bigger. So if you're going to be a stickler for ultra high definition quality, this item is definitely not for you. So I pressed in the forward button, so the right knob, and it just went to the next video, and I just want to show that off compared to long pressing it for the volume. So here's my iPhone 11. So this screen is much bigger. Of course the picture is going to be much bigger when I pop it into the little retro TV, but I just want to show it off for all of those who want to see a bigger phone within this device. Obviously the video is sped up, and I'm also recording on my old camcorder since my iPhone is my main camera, so the quality of this video has decreased dramatically because of the camcorder. So in addition, my phone isn't connected to the Bluetooth, so the audio is strictly from the iPhone, but I just wanted to add this little portion in there to show off what an iPhone would look like inside of this retro TV. So just like with the Samsung Galaxy S7, the viewing angle does play a big role. So ideally you want to be in front of the device and be as aligned with it as possible to optimize the magnification screen. With that said, this little retro TV screen magnifier and Bluetooth speaker does its job well. My camera skews the image just a little bit, but what I saw in person was a pretty clear picture, and the viewing angles on this magnification screen are a bit more forgiving than the other model that I featured on my channel earlier this year. So the Bluetooth speaker is a very nice plus, especially if your phone doesn't have the greatest speakers. The multi-function buttons work well, and having an SD card reader built in is an awesome add-on for those who just want to play music from raw files on this thing. Overall, this is my new favorite screen magnifier, and I'm sure I'll come across a few more during the holiday season and be tempted to buy them, but I'll be on the lookout for more unique styles, maybe with unexpected features. Thanks so much for checking out this video, and if you made it this far, thank you even more for sticking it through. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to watch these others, and if you really liked hanging out with me today, please consider subscribing to be the first to know when I upload something new. Since it is December 1st, happy holidays. I'll see you all soon. Bye.